Hello, third graders. My name is Dylan Robinson, or as you can call me, Mr. Robinson. Today we're going to be covering addition and the properties that go with it. The topics in this video include, and are most certainly limited to, parentheses and their uses, tips on adding large numbers or multiple numbers, and finally, addition properties. Hold. Before we move on, I must let you know this. It is assumed that because you are watching this third grade math video, you have somewhat basic math skills. The kind of skills that give you the knowledge to know things like, that's a 9, and that's a plus symbol, and that's a 3, and that's another 3, and an equal symbol, and, even a division symbol. And, if that is the case, and you do know these things, then you're used to things playing out like this. But when parentheses are thrown into the mix, they tend to change things up. You see, what parentheses do is they make it necessary for whatever is in them to be the first thing done in a specific problem. The order of operations, PEMDAS, or the order in which a problem is done, calls for the parentheses to be used first. So instead of 3 being divided by 3, making it 1, and making the problem equal 10, 9 plus 3 is done first, making it 12 divided by 3, making the problem 4. Here's another example of how parentheses can change the outcome of a problem. Now in this first equation, because of the order of operations, the multiplication between 3 and 5 equaling 15 must happen first. Now 15 plus 2 equals 17, of course. Now when we throw parentheses into the mix, it changes the outcome of the problem to 25. How so? One might ask. Well, because of the order of operations, now in the parentheses, 2 and 3 must happen first. That makes it 5 times 5. Now this next bit, this combo here, moves us on to the next tutorial of the video. Parentheses can also be used as a means of multiplication. Now here we have a normal 10 times 10 equation equaling 100. But when we want parentheses to be thrown into the mix, we can have it done in two ways. Either by a number being directly outside an encased number in parentheses, or two numbers encased in parentheses being directly next to each other. Please take this time to pause the video so the class can work on Section A of the worksheet. Now to move on to the properties. The first and easiest of which is the additive identity property, and it states any number plus 0 is the original number. For example, 101 plus 0 equals 101. Easy enough. Next up is the distributive property, and it states the sum of two numbers times a third equals the sum of each number times the third. So, for example, 5 times 10 plus 8 equals 5 times 10 plus 5 times 8. Okay. Again, easy enough. Next up is the associative property, and it states, regardless of the way 3 or more numbers are added, their sum will always be the same. So, for example, regardless of how these numbers are grouped up, their sum will always be the same. Last but not least, we have the commutative property, and it states, regardless of the way two numbers are added, their sum will be constant. So for example, we have 3 plus 4 equals 4 plus 3. And those are the addition properties. Please take this time to pause the video and have the class do section B of the class worksheet. Well, that's all for today, class. Mr. Robinson wishes you a wonderful day.